Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction to read through for Killing Bites chapters 123 and 124, and when I was setting up to record, I was really thrown off by this number. I thought we were past 123, but you know, maybe not. So I've been waiting a while for the English translations of these to hit, and both of them came out at the same time, so I'm excited to get into reading, see what's going on. I honestly didn't know if the series was on hiatus or something, because of course I hadn't seen the English translations, but I follow like a bunch of the Killing Bite stuff on Twitter, and I hadn't even seen like the Japanese accounts like tweeting about anything that I thought I hadn't already read. So I was like, I don't know if there are any new chapters right now. It feels like that's the way it's been for a bit. This One Piece affair is really bothering me. Also, we got our announcement for Volume 24's cover. It's got Kaido on it, despite Kaido being around for like the last couple pages of one chapter and the first couple of another. Kaido gets a cover, and it is pretty, it shows a bit. I was wondering, I was like, can I really, am I gonna get in trouble if I throw this up on YouTube for the whole video? But you know, with the bottom part cut off here, with it cropped out, because you know it doesn't fit perfectly in the little square I've got going on. But with it cropped like that, it's not that bad. You know, it's not quite so bad that I think I'm gonna get in trouble. Hopefully, I have gotten in trouble for like Monmusu or Elfsan thumbnails before, though, because YouTube does not like the anime booba. So, you know, let's see what we get. Will we get more Kaido? Because again, Kaido's like not really been around to have, or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Kaido, we did kind of get a little bit of a backstory, right? So I don't know. Maybe there's more than I'm remembering. Either way, we get two to read this time, and I'm excited. So let's just get into them. Starting off, and of course because it's a manga, I can't show it on screen while I'm reading. That's just why I have the volume cover up here, so you have something to look at. So yeah, I can't actually show it on screen without getting in trouble because it's manga. So it's you. And I think that's probably why webtoons like reaction videos compared to manga stuff has been blowing up in recent years, because you're actually allowed to show webtoon stuff for the most part. Sometimes for some series they get touchy about that, but generally I haven't had a problem, you know, thankfully. And it seems like for the Western release, most of the time they don't care. But for manga, I have seen people do a full review and show only just like one snippet of an anime or a manga and get in trouble for that. So they take that way too seriously. Either way, it's you, Den Onuma, Brute Cobra. What gives, Nyosuke? I don't need your help. It's Onuma. And if you think I'm not gonna lend a hand to my big sis, think again. He transforms. Taking care of this trash was our job anyway. So, I could use the help myself, big sis. Around 140 million years ago, at about the same time as Deinonychus, snakes appeared during the Cretaceous period, an extremely ancient and dangerous creature that threatens all other life on Earth, including the king cobra, which is capable of killing an elephant. Snakes make up 99% of all venomous reptiles, a truly terrifying taxon. And I love this section of each chapter where it's like, time to get into the animal facts. Having sacrificed their own limbs, snakes can be found living just about anywhere, from the ocean to the tops of trees. It's due to this ubiquity that their talent for stealth and their unequaled ferocity, that all animals have an innate fear of snakes, even dinosaurs. If such a fear is even etched into our very own DNA, that wouldn't be a surprise. Those dinosaurs, are they scared? Come to think of it, the ones who opened up the way for us to defeat the Megatherium were these two. An alliance between one who knows no fear and one whom all others do fear. It's a team-up so powerful it can even defeat these ancient monsters. Chapter 123. What exactly do you wish to accomplish here? And who would have thought from his first introduction this journey that Onuma's character would take? So it seems that all the dinosaurs fled before the majesty of the Dinosuchus. Not quite. And so we see Jaws is there as well. So I was thinking earlier, I was like, is shark the only fish that we've seen? Like, we've seen reptiles, mammals. Yeah, I think shark is the only fish we've seen, right? That I can remember. Much like how otters hunt crocs, ancient crocs hunted any dino that came close to the water. So they weren't really afraid of me on face value, but because of what has been engraved into their genetic code. And so I wonder then, if we're playing on this because the Dino Men don't really have a will of their own anymore, they're just more than the Beast Men operating on like just pure DNA, that's why stuff like this is working. They panic due to their instinctual fear of predators, but next time they'll attack us without any fear. Brood alligator Shina Agito. They may be dinosaurs, but they're also a kind of reptile, so their minds are very easy for me to read. In my opinion, you mammalian brutes are far harder to understand. I'll take that as a compliment. But more importantly, I had heard that the goal of the Yatsubishi Zaibatsu was to establish a system of control over all beastmen, that they would accomplish this ideal coup by making beastification surgery mandatory, but in the end, the real plan was a mass genocide at the hands of the Dino Men. We only heard that from Onuma, but considering our current situation, that seems to be the case. Before the tournament began, 6 months ago, Koyomi and I had a fight. That was nothing more than an experiment by Yashin Iwasaki to see if a Sorent could beat a brute. I see. In that case, there's no other choice but to have a little talk with him. I don't see the point in talking. I am going to make him learn the price of what he's done. The price of turning a king into a pawn, as Yozan Mitsukato once did. And it's like, at this point, Leo's not a good guy. You're not going to turn like me and have me cheering for Leo. Now we see the dinosaur and Ui. Hey, Miss Kazuma? If you bang him around too much, won't the broadcast equipment break? Huh? Wait, it stopped. And then, this guy, he stabbed his claws into a concrete wall and is supporting his own weight without a hint of difficulty. And that damn claw of his is more like a sickle. The name Deinonychus means fearsome claw. According to one paleontologist, a more accurate description of Deinonychus's ecology and role in the Cretaceous period would be sprinting sickle. But this is because the maximum speed of Deinonychus, as estimated from its skeleton, is said to be 80 kilometers per hour. It had both the stamina to run endlessly across the vast Gondwana continent and the durability to hunt giants far larger than elephants, all meaning, no matter how fast it swung around or how hard it slammed into the ground, the chance it'd be damaged at all by it is close to zero. And it redirects, letting go with its claw and slashing down. I'll admit your abilities are top-notch, and I don't compare to you, but as far as fighting goes, you're just an amateur. She pulls its neck backwards towards its tail. And then, Vander Backbreaker. Well, come on now. Show me, Mr. Genetically Superior Dino Man. Let's see if you have if you even have the guts that little baby goat has. I'm pretty sure that was the same wrestling move she used against the goat. Then, just the goat. And we see on air lights up. Could it be all because she hit the dino real hard? Oh? And we're seeing Pure is on the screen. We have Shinozaki looking over. Same with Yashin. I keep wanting to call Iwasaki Yashin. I keep wanting to call him Ishin. The broadcast has been resumed. Was this the work of Ishida Zaibatsu's agents? Rather impressive, honestly. Oh well, no matter. I had thought that there was no more point in keeping Killing Bites on the air, but once Koyomi slaughters Inui Pure, I'm sure all of our fans will drool when they get to see the carnage live. Let this be the signal for the demise of the old human race. I just want to ask you one thing. What exactly do you wish to accomplish here? Says Shinozaki. If humanity dies, then so does the economy. You went through the trouble of killing Yozan Mitsukado, became king of the financial world, gaining the power to do whatever it is you pleased, but now you're going to throw all that power away and destroy everything. I just don't get what the point is. A fair question. At first, I was going to follow dear Shido's plan, giving full consideration to the financial impact and proceeding without quarrel. However, it was then that I found the line between those who should be allowed to live and those who should not. And he found Koyomi. Are we going to get some backstory here? And then we have Mutsujiro something something. Is that Beast Man Kingdom? Beast Man King Country? Is I think the kanji there? Okay. Well, with 123 out of the way, really good chapter, really fun. Again, like, there's so many characters I want to see more of, and I'm happy that Gecko gets to be a part of this. It's cool, but it's like, you know, I've seen a lot of Gecko. I could go for seeing some other characters. And the same goes with, like, it'd be neat to see other characters. But I don't like Dino Suck-Ass. He is terrible. Screw that guy. He's not the worst, but he's kind of boring. I don't know. And then Leo, it's like, I'm not going to cheer for Leo. Tiger is at his best when he's just being, like, unintentionally funny and comedic. So it's like, you know, I'm not cheering for Leo. I don't care about Leo. Give me the waifus, I guess. But let's go and read 124. We start with a narration box. The man grew totally bored. Chapter 124, Humans are destined to kill each other in the end. He had everything he could have wanted, controlled everything around him, and so everything in life was just going far too easy for him. That was why he became inexorably drawn to the dangerous ideas of one particular man. Alright, here it is, Chairman Iwasaki. Wasting Japan's world-class cutting-edge genetic engineering technology on economic warfare between the Zaibatsu. Mainly, Therianthropy broker, Shido Reichi, age 32. Through something as limited as killing bites is beyond idiotic. The strength that one gains through Therianthropy goes far beyond just combat power. Along with healing abilities and immunity to diseases, there's increased creativity, intuition, fertility. Okay, hello, and practically every other aspect of one's life. I would, hey, what is it? Erza, let's test that out. In practically every other aspect of one's life. All of it's dramatically enhanced. And due to various ongoing problems, such as overpopulation, resource depletion, food shortages, and environmental degradation, enhancing the human species is of utmost importance. The measures and expected economic economic effects of it all is written down here. And we have the all-humanity Therianthropy plan. I mean, hey, I generally, throughout this entire series, if you've been watching, I guess I haven't really been covering Killing Bites for that long, but I've kind of been on the fuck Shido, this guy sucks train, but hey, he's kind of spitting here. Increased developmental capabilities will lead to improved productivity and lower medical costs. This is a dream project. Please read it. There's no need to read it. What you're talking about here is just a pipe dream, turning all of humanity into beasts. When someone tells me such a ridiculous story, with such evidently serious convictions, I have no choice but to invest. He's insane, I love it. But also, I thought you needed the specific capacity to be able to be made into a beast man. I didn't think it would work on just anybody. Like, there were some people who could go through the surgery and some people who just couldn't. Or maybe he's just, as many people as we can turn, we will. Everybody else has to die off eventually. Maybe that's what he's thinking here. It's like, it's sad, but naturally that would happen. And then we get into the question. So somebody has the Therianthropy surgery, becomes a Therianthrope. What does that mean? They said increased fertility, and they also said that it was a problem with overpopulation and resource depletion and food shortages. So it seems like that's contradictory. Wouldn't you want less fertility? But it makes me wonder. So let's use the example that I was putting forth earlier. Let's say there's a breeding time. Would your kid be naturally a cheetah therianthrope? Or let's say you were a therianthrope, would they be yours? Or would they be a mixture of the two? Would they come out as a normal human and the next human along? Like, they would come out as a human and they themselves would have to go through therianthrope surgery? Or would they be an origin beast? And like, what, we still don't really, I feel like, know what the origin beasts are. They're just people who were naturally born therianthropes without having to go through the surgery. So I feel like we still don't get how that happened. And who do we know that were origin beasts? We know Rio was, and Uzaki? Uzaki Hitomi. I was like trying to think of her given name, and then I said Uzaki, and I was like, wait, no, that's the family name. So Hitomi is an origin beast, Rio's an origin beast, and I thought we learned of one more. Was it? No, Kaido wasn't from that backstory. It was Riku, right? Was Riku one? So we know like 3? So again, how does that work? And then we have his reaction. Huh? Do as you see fit, and I'll spare no expense to help you. However, the knowledge of the full extent of this plan will be limited to myself, you, and a select number of key staff, okay? Thank you very much, Chairman Iwasaki. By the way, there's one thing I'd like to ask you about. I'm sure that there will be plenty of people who will be completely against your plan, no matter how much we force the issue. So how exactly do you intend to respond to them? Well, I'd say a good start would be to educate the public on the safety and benefits of beastification surgery. That will not do. If we take the issue so leisurely, then the day that humanity can take this new step in its evolution will only get further and further away, am I wrong? No, you are right, but how can we... It's really quite simple. We kill them. Freaking Yashin's insane. You already should be prepared for such a thing. I mean, it's not as if you've never gotten your hands dirty in order to get this far in the first place, right? The man had grown tired of everything, and had no intention of contributing to the development of mankind by this point. What was on his mind was a revolution carried out in the name of human evolution, a sweeping genocide. Though, one thing that was missing was a baseline, the one who would serve as the standard for who should live and who should die. The man was at a loss. His goofy outfit! Mr. Uzaki. Hello there, Mr. Iwasaki. I can't believe that a big shot like you came here all by himself. How unusual. Well, I just happened to be in the area, and so I thought I would come by and see if I could find some promising beastmen. Ho, yes, of course. Actually, I have one here who is very special. However, I must say I've not managed to tame this one at all. There have been plenty of violent ones before, of course, but I think that this one takes the cake. It's as if everything that moves is just food in her eyes. Thankfully, once she's had her meal, she tends to calm down a little. Huh? Then, her food's not been touched? Well, Mr. Iwasaki, this is not good news. Whatever you do, just don't make eye contact with her. Don't make eye contact? What do you mean? And she's in the rafters. Then, we see him looking up and meeting eyes as she jumps down and goes straight into his face. Mr. Iwasaki? Koyomi, stop it, Koyomi. That's my precious cash cow. Wah! Please stop. We have pedal. Please stop. Come on, that tickles. Yeah, I can't take this. Give me a break. And, damn. Sorry? I'll move on. This is incredible. Mr. Iwasaki, you're amazing. Mr. Uzaki, I'm afraid this child belongs to me now. I wish to adopt her. At that moment, he had an intuition that this child was of the same species as him, and that her existence was the baseline between the new humanity that must survive and the old humanity which must perish. Earth's resources are limited. So how can an overpopulated human species survive? Two options. Find new resources in space, reduce the human population. Either way, this world is ultimately a battle between all living things, so even if we turn all humans into beastmen, it'll all be the same if their numbers do not decrease. No matter what kind of peace we try to build, humans are destined to kill each other in the end. How one decides to face this reality is what makes for a good steward, and what defines one's quality as a leader. So I do like him as a villain. Of course, like, in reality, for all that you could say about overpopulation, again, the world of Killing Bites might be way more overpopulated than our, like, real current world. In reality, for all the talk about overpopulation, there is just a lot of waste in society, and compared to the actual size of the planet and everything, we probably never will be actually overpopulated. But here, I like that the villain sees overpopulation as something to be like, and it's, I don't know, I'm focusing too much on the overpopulation aspect. Really what this is about isn't even the overpopulation so much as it is, so much of Killing Bites is about nature, just straight up nature. The one with the sharpest fangs wins. And what he sees is that, you know, outside of humanity and what modern man has become, living is just kill or be killed. It's just nature. You know, animals will kill to get the resources they need, and that's just life and the territory they need. So he's just saying humans are the same way. And that's how you're a good steward of the planet, is you accept that humans are just an animal, just a part of nature, and so we're all destined to kill each other. And I think that's a really cool philosophy for a villain here, because again, it matches with the whole ones with the sharpest fangs wins, and it matches with the whole idea of nature, since they're all animal people. You're wrong. Only those with superior genes are worthy of survival. If such a notion was really a law of nature, then the dinosaurs would not have gone extinct, and neither will humanity. Oh, we won't go extinct. We, a very small number of genetic elites, those that have both dinosaur and human genes, we the dinosaur beastmen. Well, elite may we be. We're amateurs when it comes to fighting. Although our abilities are overwhelming, there is a distinct lack of strategic thinking here, clearly. I knew that the veteran brutes that we trained up until this point would be able to hold their own extremely well, especially the reptilians that once lived alongside us. Even against wild felines, some of us are doomed to die. However, what about you? And then Shinozaki, would you say that a fox could kill a dinosaur? Because that does not seem very likely to me. Dogs killing dinosaurs? About the same. And again, it kind of, where he's kind of going wrong, like Toshido's point, is that it's not as simple and cut and dry as that. Because it's like, a fox couldn't kill a dinosaur. Well, a fox probably also couldn't kill, like, a tiger, but they can still coexist in nature. That's kind of the nature of things existing in general. It's like, deer probably don't routinely kill bears in the same way that antelope probably do not routinely kill lions, but they still coexist because of that's just the way that nature works. It's just like my boss said, you really are just plain wrong, says Shinozaki. What determines victory or defeat is not the superiority or inferiority of your genetic material, nor is it the intelligence, physical strength, or fighting ability. Oh, interesting. Then I wonder what really makes the difference. You'll find out soon enough. And she lands an attack and knocks Yashin backwards. I'll show you. A powerful weapon that only the weak can wield and that the strong lack. A weapon that will put an end to your ambitions. And we see Pure facing off with Koyomi. Are we finally going to get into the fight? And I think the weapon here, will it be something along the lines of camaraderie, compassion, understanding, you know, the whole friendship was our power all along type of thing? Because you know, of all of her enemies that she's fought, Pure has still, made friends of all of her enemies in the end, pretty much. And in a similar way, she and Koyomi have kind of had a little bit of a friendship rivalry kind of thing going on, where I think in the end, I think it's going to be a real fight. I don't think we're going to get ripped off and they're not going to give us a real fight. I think we're going to get a real fight, but I do think with the conclusion to the fight, I think that Pure is going to be able to befriend Koyomi. But maybe I'm wrong. Either way, we'll see what happens. That's the end of 124. I hope you enjoyed the video. I enjoyed reading these. I really, really, really like Killing Bites, and I'm excited for more. It's a slow burn to get through everything since it's a monthly series, but these chapters, I didn't feel ripped off by either chapter. It felt like we got a lot of content in both of them, so I'm really glad for that. Waiting a month and then getting a chapter where it feels like not a lot happens for a monthly series always is rough. So getting something where it feels like, oh, okay, we got some stuff here is really nice. And for both chapters to feel like that is really good. So either way, I'll end things here. Thank you for watching. Like if you did like the video, comment down there to tell me what you thought of this week's chapter, or this month's 2 chapters. I don't know what you thought of these chapters, my thoughts and reaction to them. Subscribe for more Killing Bites, much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server, just ask. It's free and open for anyone. If you want to help support the channel, it's free and open. Or what am I saying? If you want to help support the channel by dropping a super thanks, it's appreciated. If you want to help support the channel and also get your name at the end of every video, get One Piece videos a bit early, hit join down below to become a member. Go to patreon.com/Haku of the Tubes, or link will be in the description to become a patron. Thank you so much to people who are already patrons and channel members. Thank you to Chosen Regular Evan Holly, Magical Girls, FR Nono, Abyss Knight, JA, and the D-Band, Sheridan Students, David Langstaff and Folded Goal, Slayer Candidates, SG, and Stan Cedar, and Pure Element Pate Ardialo. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.